Alright, so now I'll install the sway bar kit on the LC Racing EMB monster truck. Let's see how to install this. Here is the part number for the anti-roll bar set, the sway bar L6134. So these are the sway bars. So they are labeled. So this is for the front, and we get them in two stiffness options or thickness. So we have 1 millimeter and 1.2 millimeter thickness for the sway bar, both front and back. So you can choose whether you want stiffer sway bar or a lighter one. I'll go with the 1 millimeter sway bar set for the front and back. Then we have some metal joints. So we get some grub screws and these metal ball joints. And in this last package we have some plastic parts. So the metal ball joint will be inserted in this plastic part, and then the sway bar assembly can be installed on the truck. And here we have some screws. So let's begin. Now there is no manual for the installation of sway bar on this truck like we had for the wheelie bar set. So let me just have a look and see how to go ahead. So first we will remove the front bumper and then proceed from there. I'll have to remove these two screws as well to separate the front bumper. So the front bumper, once you remove the screws, you can pull it and separate it. And I'll remove the wheels. So now I'll first connect these two parts together, so the ball joint and the plastic arm. And this plastic part is actually a bit delicate on this side, so make sure not to apply a lot of pressure. You have to be a bit careful. After this, I'll grab the front sway bar and I might have to remove the suspension from the bottom, so let's do that as well. We have this plastic part which will actually hold the sway bar in this slit, and this part will be installed over here. So we have the holes over here. So this plastic part will fit on the bulkhead of the truck, and I guess we have to use the longer screw to secure the retainer on the bulkhead. Alright, so basically the sway bar will be seated in this cap you see over here. With this ball joint we will secure it on this side and install the grub screw. We have a hole over here through which the screw for this hole will be inserted. So let's see how this goes. Alright, so we get these screws for the sway bar kit. So The longer screws will be installed on the lower A arm, where the ball joint and this plastic arm will be connected. To secure this plastic retainer on the bulkhead which holds the sway bar, we have to use the shorter screw, these ones, and we need the 1.5 millimeter hex wrench to secure the screw over here. No need to over tighten the screw because I don't think it goes all the way through the bulkhead and you cannot really tighten the screw all the way. So then I'll install this plastic arm with the ball joint on the lower A arm. So we need to slide this on this hole over here in the A arm and then use the longer screw and secure it. Now this is going to be some tedious work with the camera. So once the plastic arm is seated in the lower A arm, I'll use this Allen key and secure it. Alright, so this screw over here is installed through this plastic arm. This is how the sway bar should look like once it's in place. So the link should go upwards and into the ball joint so that it does not bind with the dog bone. Install the front bumper and move on to the rear. Alright, so now I can move on to the rear section of the truck to install the rear sway bar. So I'll have to remove the wheelie bar first. I'll remove the screws for that. I think I don't have to remove the whole wheelie bar. I can just keep it like this and work on the truck. So I'll remove the suspension screw. So here's the rear sway bar. I'll remove the label. And before I install the sway bar on the rear bulkhead, I'll first attach these ball joint with the plastic arm on the lower A arm. Here I have the longer screw. I know it's a bit difficult to see in the video because since this is a tiny truck, it's hard to see or it's hard to work on these smaller trucks. So this plastic arm with the ball joint is secured to the lower A arm with this screw. Now I can fit in this rear sway bar. So the sway bar actually is placed like this. So it will angle up towards the suspension rather than going down. So this is how the orientation of the sway bar is supposed to be. I can secure the plastic part which will prevent the sway bar from popping out. So I've installed this plastic holder. Now I can just secure the suspension back and Alright, so the sway bar on my LC Racing EMB monster truck is installed, and the last modification that's yet to be installed is this metal gear servo. So I'll cover that in the next video.